Okay, let's start. Let's start. Can I have your attention, please? Oh, that's WarsawJS. So, hello and welcome to WarsawJS number 125. Woohoo! So, today we prepared something very special for us. I will make a quick introduction so that everyone knows what are we about. Are there some people who are for the first time at WarsawJS? Hands up, please. Okay, that's a nice group. So let me explain. So in general, WarsawJS is a community of enthusiasts of technology in general, not only about JavaScript itself, because there's JavaScript, TypeScript, Node.js, everything. JavaScript is a general notion here, and we meet every 4 weeks or every month on the second Wednesday of a month. And besides, we do a lot of things together. We inspire each other, we learn from each other, we support each other in many ways, like finding a job or, for example, mentoring, plenty of activities. Anyway, what we want to do is to create a great environment for you to develop yourself, to have this great opportunity to also develop others around you, and yeah, that's what we do in general. So we're quite similar to our host today in our mission and statement. There are a lot of initiatives. What we wanted to emphasize is that there is something called Cursor AI Jam or WarsawJS Jam that I'm going to explain you later. So our mission is to develop both professional and novice software developers within the IT community. This works. I was in the year 2012 a teacher. I finished education after I did philosophy, and because I got into the IT community and got strong support from my friends and people from within the community to develop myself, to find the first job, I succeeded. And I think that I should give the same to others, and that's a nice mission. Thank you. And we are applying the Berlin Code of Conduct, and as Mikhail once nicely said, it's best explained in a way, in a brutal way, and it says, "Don't be an asshole to each other." that was a very brief, very good abbreviation of the idea. So please respect each other. Please respect each other and help us to create a good, friendly atmosphere so that we can open up more and be more generous to each other. My name is Piotr Ziętara, and I'm your MC. I'm also the founder of WarsawJS Foundation, and I am going to conduct this event. So we have a team of organizers, especially Aleksandra Michałowska. And actually, Sasha is taking care of the whole backend here. Maybe not a whole backend, because we also have our hosts, amazing hosts that I will say later. And we also have our amazing volunteers. So Agnieszka, Dołbek, Mehdi, Piotr, Amin, Martyna, Paweł, Ilian, and Krzysiek. Great applause for them. And yes, thanks to them, actually, all of this works and is well organized. So if you would like to have a talk at WarsawJS, we have a special procedure for this. And it goes like this: that if you never had a talk on a conference or a meetup, then you just can submit for a lightning talk your idea, and if you had some experience, you can directly go to a 22 minutes long presentation during our event. Why we're doing this? Because we want to have a special. We want to have. Let's call it a development line. Stages of development. Yeah, that was the word I was missing. So we have stages of development. So first we start with lightning talks, then with regular talks at a meetup, and then hopefully a talk on a conference, like some of us already did. And Cursor AI Jam, should I say about this already? No, I will tell you later. So the sponsors, especially the sponsors. So 42 Warsaw is our host. Big applause for them. And I think I will directly ask Alexandra to say hello and to tell us more about the space.
Yeah. Okay. So hi, my name is Aleksandra Czetwertyńska, and I'm director of 42 Warsaw. Right now, I just want to welcome you very much here. We are very happy to cooperate with you guys. It's like, yeah, it's an amazing adventure. Everything is so well organized, and you are great. Great audience already, so thank you for coming. Thank you for being with us. I will talk a little bit more about 42 Warsaw and about our philosophy, which is, that's true, very close to your philosophy. So I hope you will get it and you will enjoy also my presentation. Yeah, so just have fun. If you have any questions about the space or about our school, you can also ask us. We have this t-shirt plus with or hoodies with 42, and there's also our students on audience, so you can try to find them and just ask about how it is to be a 42 Warsaw student. Thank you.
So thank you so much for this and for giving us this space for today's event. As you said, our mission and objective is actually the same: to develop the community here and help people to gain software development skills. There have been a lot of changes in the way how the IT industry works, and I think that it's now impossible to just finish a bootcamp and start your work as a developer. And 42 Warsaw is really doing a great job on that. Are there any people who never been here, like here in this place for the first time? Amazing. So I just I just wanted to share this, and remember that you can also share it with your other friends who are asking, hey, how to start working IT. The good answer in 2013 was, hey, finish a bootcamp, but now there are better solutions. So sponsors, we also have Dilo. Is there Wojtek here? Yes.
Get the slides out.
Yeah. Very short slides.
Yeah, just a couple of words from me.
So it will be here, and here, and here. Presentation code?
Yeah, whatever. It's a PDF.
Whatever.
It's a PDF, so.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
This one.
Yeah, there we go.
Very short.
Yeah, very short. Yeah, so I'm Wojtek. I'm one of the co-founders of Dilo, and we build voice AI agents for customer service. And I'm here today because we have a problem to solve, and maybe one of you can help us solve it. There are three parts of the problem. One is that we have a lot of data. We make hundreds of thousands of calls every single day. We have many different clients. You probably know of them, like mBank, Santander Bank, NG Bank, etc. and all of them have different needs, similar but different needs. They want to see the data a different way, and then we are vertically connected, so integrated. So we have different systems, and those systems emit different events, and we want to make sense of the whole picture. So maybe some of you, one of you, would like to help us, join us, and build amazing UIs to solve those problems. So we are looking for UI engineers. You can come and approach me and talk about it. We have a pretty cool tech stack. So for this, it's mainly TypeScript, but we also use Python for AI, obviously. And then we have OCaml for kind of systems engineering, performance, critical stuff, and Nix for infrastructure, ClickHouse for data. And yeah, our company is probably the biggest in Poland, at least in the financial industry vertical, like AI calls for financial industry. We also have 14 clients in the US, but none of them is on production just yet. We work from office in Warsaw. We are a tiny team. We will be open sourcing our tech as opentalk.org at some point when it's good enough, because everything in AI commoditizes really quickly. And yeah, you can go to Dial AI search jobs, you can mail me, or you can refer a friend or coworker for a nice bonus. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Wojtek. I was very nicely surprised about the fact that you also hire juniors within such nice range.
Are the best.
Yeah, and it's surprising. Maybe actually now people who have the soft skills are going to perform better, because there is some kind of shift also in the way in which skills are the most important for software developers. Anyway, about this, because I mentioned the sponsors, so there is also Xfang, and after that, I also wanted to mention our partners, so KMag and JetBrains. Can they have? Yeah. All right, so we're so close to continue this subject. How is it possible that a junior is now still wanted? So, Aleksandra Czetwertyńska, can I ask you to tell us about how tech is not enough, how soft skills become power skills? Give her a hand once again.
Thank you very much. Yeah, so soft skills as a power skills with 42 Warsaw. This is what's going to happen right now. And yeah, so why I'm talking about skills in IT? As I said before, I'm director of 42 Warsaw, and 42 Warsaw is special code academy because we are really taking care about soft skills, and we really want to call them power skills. Why? I will tell you more about this, but I just want to say one thing, because I'm not a coder. I'm educator, and I'm working in education for 20 years. So, and educational methods are important for me, and ways that we can learn. It's important to me, and also what's going next. I mean, learning is a process, okay, but we need to also use this what we are learning, and this is also why I love this school, and I'm really eager to explain or to tell my view of this soft power skills.
Alexandra, before you begin,
Yeah.
we are introducing a new tool for asking questions, because we never we have never really. I'm really sorry about this, because
Don't worry.
I forgot, because it's the first time we are doing it. So I will show you. So now you can scan this QR code, and if you scan it, you will go to a special place where you can put your question and vote for questions which you would like to hear, which answers you would like to hear. Yeah, that's very. We want to test it, so just yeah, I forgot to say this, because it's the first time. So let's go back to presentation.
Thank you. So just few words about 32 Warsaw, because we are part of the network. There's 56 right now campuses around the world, so we are not only one. We are quite new because we started last year, and first students will finish probably around June and start their internships. So we will have our proofs very soon, but we have this proof from different countries, from all over the world. And the idea is to get practical education, project-based, and peer-to-peer. That means that we don't have any teachers. There's no teachers, no lectures, no textbooks. You can learn however you want, but first from your peers. You need to ask as many questions as you can, and collaborate with each other. And to say this, we need to go back to the basics, because probably everyone know what is soft skills, like communication, of course, empathy, adaptability, time management, problem solving, resilience. There's like a lot of them. So you know this, and I don't know how you think about them, but this is something that's like really, really crucial right now, because of course you need to know your code. You need to know, if you want, of course, be a programmer. You need to have this tech skills, these hard skills. But everyone in recruitment will know the code. You need to have something special, something that is not. This is on the top of this, and this is your advantage. This soft skills that we really like to call power skills, because they are not easy. It's not like it's easy to talk to each other. You think so, but if you don't know the person that you are working with, it's not easy. It's not easy to this time management. Oh, this is a hard one. Or be good in making decisions, or be good in finishing stuff. This is very hard, and so it's not easy. It's not something that it's weak. It's your power. And so yeah, this is hard skills. You know, this is something that gets you into the doors. But power skills, it's help you to stay in your job, but also to grow, to have this satisfaction from your work. Because if you know how to collaborate, how to be a leader, how to be leader of yourself, but also of your team, of your work, then you can stay and grow at your work. And how does it work? I don't know if you know Daniel Kahneman. He's like the classic of psychology and also of economy. That's important. And he invented this two ways of thinking: fast thinking and slow thinking. So we have this fast thinking, and it's automatic. And for people, it's like totally biased, because we are humans. So we make a lot of mistakes. We use this heuristics. I don't know if you know this concept, heuristics, like herd mentality, for example. So we are doing something because everybody is doing this. It's easy for our minds, of course. So we are doing this because we can't make so many decisions every day. It's just impossible. So we are using also these habits and for this situation, but it's make us making a lot of mistakes. So this fast thinking, it's easily is easily replaced by AI, for example, or for technology. But slow thinking, this is the magic. This is when you really can think about complex process, about very complicated situations, when something is not so easy, when something is not, for example, online, something is really in your lives. This is slow thinking. So you just need to think more about this creativity and this slow thinking. This is like the road for your success. So the shift from soft skills to power skills. This is because of technology. We have technology to do automatic routine things. But that doesn't mean that we don't need humans. Of course, we need humans. We need somebody who has empathy, for example, who understands another person, who understands the world around, who understands what people need. We need creativity. We need communication, as I said, because this is how you can make the team works well. And leadership, maybe this is even crucial. And also because these power skills are something very, very human and makes us human and help us working in this fast changing workforce. And this is about workforce, how it's changing. You know, pandemic changed a lot. The teams are global right now. The teams are very different, and they are sometimes you don't know the person that you are working with. There's different cultures, different. Also, the projects are more complicated. It's not only one thing, one subject that you are taking care of. So, and it's, as I said, also remote. So this workforce is changing, and you need to know how to navigate in this very complex world to be successful. And first of all, leadership. More or less, everyone in life want to be leader in one moment. So, but as I said about this changing in workforce, it's also changing in leadership, because now to be a leader, you are the coach, you are the mentor, you are somebody who are talking to people, who are listening. That's like something important, who motivate people. And to do this, you need to be supportive. You need to understand emotions. You need to know how to work with conflicts. Conflicts are important also in work environment, and they happen all the time. So this is something that you really need to know how to work with, and you also need to communicate. How to communicate, and all of this, there are power skills. This is something that you can bring on the table above the coding. But it's not only for leaders. Okay, leaders are important, but in one point, every one of us maybe, or most of us want to be a leader, but there's a lot of people who are not leaders and still really need to know how to work and how to be in this environment. And that's mean or maybe not that's mean, but what I want to say here, that this guy, he's very interesting guy, Josh Bersin, said that this soft skills, it's really, really not enough. We can't think about them as they're soft, because we have this new era, and if you don't know how to work with computers, with tech, and if you don't know how to work with people, it won't be so easy. And if your organization don't want to invest in power skills, it could be a problem. A lot of big companies have problems, not because of technologies, but because of lack of empathy, lack of ethics, lack of understand how the world looks like. Like, for example, I don't know, Facebook. It's not about technology. The biggest problems are these human problems. And also, it's really, really good to read Josh Bersin, because he has very nice view for this. And what is the impact of these power skills? If we use all of them, the impact could be really huge, because it could be on all levels. On you as employee, you can have bigger satisfaction in your work. You know how to direct your career. You know how to lead your project. You know how to resolve the problems. You know how to be creative. But it's also for a team. It's also good for innovation. If you want to have more and more, for example, in startups, this is something that it's, not only coding. Probably you know this in startups. And on the end, or maybe not exactly on the end, customer satisfaction. Also power skills. To understand your customer, you need to understand people. Okay, so this is this shift from this old economy, it's like my idea, but you know probably what I mean, like this economy that are not taking care of power skills. This is like this old economy. So this is this shift from hard skills to human skills, from a task that are repeatable to this creative and adaptivity, from top-down authority, top-down leadership, to influence and across teams influence, that people really can talk to each other and can work with each other. And on the end, this technical output and people, ideas, and trust, that this is about also creativity and what you can give to the company. You can give your technical skills, but you can give your ideas and your concepts, and then this company can really grow. But this is also good news. Maybe this is a lot of power skills and a lot to learn, but it is trainable, and it is possible to be good in coding and good in power skills. It is not something that you are born with, sometimes, but mostly you are learning. Like you are learning how to talk to people, how to communicate. You can learn a lot of this power skills here. So don't forget about this. And how we are doing this in 42? You know, you can learn how to code. You can learn how to code everywhere. You don't need to any school to do this, but you need to learn how to use this code that you create. And I will show you. This is something that we are showing for our partners when we are looking for community partners or for any partners in 42. We are showing them this, and this you can see some languages, some frameworks, you know, a lot of technology. And in many situations, there's okay, so you are the bootcamp, yeah, or okay, you are the IT school, and then we are showing them something more because okay, yes, we are bootcamp. And to be honest, for first 1 year, 1.5 years, people are running this here and a little bit of this, and the rest is they doing on their own or after this education. But this is not about this right now. And the change is that it is not only the C and not only C++ that we are learning, because we believe in all of this, what I said before, because we believe that the code it's not enough, that you need to have the skills, you need to know how to use this code in real life. And I will show you a few projects, maybe not the project, but just the tasks, how they look like. Please don't ask me about this part. You can ask about this our students. But what I want to show you, that when you are develop a custom C library, you can learn how to be a problem solver, and you can learn attention to details. Both of them very important. Power skill. You can learn critical thinking during learning how to create a function. And this resilience, this is something that I really like. I really believe that resilience is something that will help us and will save all of us, because we will all fail in one day. So we really need to have this hard skin and just try again and try again and try again. We have also this one. This responsibility, that you are really taking responsibility. And also we have in different projects, but generally we believe that your education, or maybe here just your education, it's your responsibility, that you are taking care of what you want to learn and who you want to be. And this is this attitude that is really powerful, and you can really use it at work. And fourth one, this is collaboration and leadership. And to be honest about these leaderships, we have a lot of conversation with our partners, with corporations. What is like the most important for them, that we can create leaders. Of course, we can't create leaders. People need to create themselves the leaders because of responsibility. But this leadership is like something very, very important. So there is one more thing. I think I was very fast, but there's one more thing that I really want to say about, on the top of all of these power skills. You need to remember that learn how to learn is a key. If you learn how to learn, you can be like everyone you want to be, and you can learn all of these power skills and all of this all of these technologies. Maybe you know them already, but you can do this. But you really need to know how to learn, how you like to learn, what methodologies you want, what kind of, I don't know, maybe you are better when there's silence, or maybe you're better when you listen to music. There's different small details that you need to know to be efficient in learning, and to be curious. You need to be curious in your life. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the presentation. So we have the winning question, and the winner of the question I will read the question first. There is also a reward for the winner if they want to receive it, because actually, yes, the answer too. So the question, does 42 assist in getting an internship or a job after graduation, or should we pursue this on our own?
Okay, this is a good question. You need to have these power skills to get your internship. Remember about this. But to be honest, yes, we help with getting internship. We have some propositions for our students always, but also you can get your own internship if you want.
Thank you very much for answering. And another question, I will maybe from the room someone would like to ask, because usually we have some questions from the room. Okay, Maciej.
Hello, what stands for the name of the company 42 Warsaw?
This is a very nice question. I don't know if I want to answer. Maybe somebody else want to answer. Maybe somebody knows.
You had previously 41 companies, and this is 40.
I think Hilarion.
I would guess it's a reference to the Hitchhiker's Guide of the Galaxy, like
Exactly.
the answer to the universe.
Yeah.
Anything.
And everything else. Exactly, yeah. So this is a
Congrats.
universal answer.
Okay, and we still have one last question. Is there anyone from here? Okay. So Marcin.
So it's free to go to this?
Yes. It's totally free.
Are there any strings that are attached or anything you'd like to tell us about?
We won't tell you, No, no, there's no string attached. It's really free. You can come here. You need to have 18. Maybe this is something, but you don't need to have any documents like any matura or anything like this. And any previous experience also. So you can just come. There's the apply, it's really long, so maybe this is also not for everyone, but because there are very short games, it's like 2 hours, but then it's 4 hours, I would say, bootcamp, and after then you can start in 42. So this process is quite long because it is expensive. You need to know, and we really want to be sure that the student who is coming here understand this methodology and it works for this person, because it's not for everyone. It's really hard. You really need to be good in this time management, for example, or with people, and you can learn this if you are open, but not always it's working for everyone.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very
Alessandra.
much.
Well, this is a very nice barrier lowering and equal way of getting the skill. If someone really wants, he can do it. It's absolutely amazing. So now we are going to make another experiment.
Yeah.
So how to? Hello, Gil. Can you hear me? Okay, you can hear me, but no one can hear you for now. But you're going to be in a minute here. Aha, so we're going to join this.
Yeah, exactly.
You're going to send him.
He is on this meeting.
Okay.
Just allow.
So we have our second speaker actually, Gil Fink. Gil Fink already was here at WarsawJS during the pandemics. Gil, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you see me?
Okay, we can't hear you, so
Can't hear you. Yeah.
we can't. So...
To ustawienia dźwięku. Musi puszczać na HDMI.
Okay, wait a second. I need to change the sound setup. Okay, so the loudspeaker goes here. Can we have a check now?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Amazing. Okay, so I think I can. We can start. So I don't know how to actually close this camera. Maybe this way. Yeah, makes sense.
I'm sorry. post tasks of the scheduler. Okay, if you're not giving any priority, then the user visible priority is being given for you. So let's take a look at the recording right now of this web page. Okay, so I'm moving to this web page. Let's clear the performance tab. Let's record. Let's start a heavy task. Let's click. I'm clicking here, and everything is responsive. And you can see that there are no very long tasks in the recording. There are some small tasks here because this is the click event that I added at the end. But in a whole, the entire thing here runs smooth and very, very fast. So there are differences between post task and yield. Most of the time you will want to use post task because it's scheduling with priorities. But from time to time, if you have some long task that you want to give the control to the main thread to the browser, you can use the scheduler.yield in order to break this long task into a smaller chunk. Now, if you ask yourself about browser support, you can see that Chrome and Edge and Opera already support the scheduler API. Unfortunately for us, Safari and Firefox still don't have any scheduler API implemented in them, but they are on the way to implement it. Because of that, if you want to use the scheduler API, at the current moment, you will have to use a polyfill that fills the gap of the scheduler API. And there is a recommended polyfill from Google, scheduler-polyfill, that can help you run all this code that I wrote in these demos. So best practices for scheduler API: break your task into smaller chunks using the post task, prioritize UI-related tasks using the same function. And if you have something which is not urgent, like, for example, logging or analytics, or even saving to the database, because saving to the database can happen in the background, then you can use background tasks in order to do the same thing. Scheduler API can significantly improve your responsiveness of your web applications because it gives you smoother UI performance and less junk. So don't make your tasks too big, break them into manageable pieces. Thank you. And if you have any questions, this is the time for questions.
Gil, hello Gil, can you hear me?
Yeah, of course.
All right, so we
will have some questions to you, especially from the public, and maybe this time, maybe you would like to start, some of you. Okay.
So when I saw the topic, I'm a backend programmer, but I immediately thought about web workers, right? Of course, you can do everything in the web workers, but you can do most of the things, I think.
Yeah.
How they would fit into the topic of your presentation?
Okay, so a good question. How do workers...
Wait
yeah.
a second. I need to set up again the sound.
Okay.
Okay. Now it should be good.
Okay, so web workers can work with scheduler API. Scheduler API can be run inside web workers. That's one thing. Whenever you have some very big algorithms, I suggest to do it in the background using a web worker. The idea of scheduler API is to give you the opportunity to work on tasks that you are creating, which can affect your UI. So things like logging, for example, or things like writing to local storage or writing to some database in the server or fetch API or whatever. If you want to run it or give it a less priority, then you have a new API to do it. And I hope that answers your question. But as I said, scheduler API can run inside the web worker. If you want to run some scheduled tasks inside the web worker to make the web worker even faster.
Okay, we have the next question. Mikhail, I will go back to you because this question is really good. I also wanted to ask the same. Will the React compiler solve these problems out of the box?
Okay, so a good question. Will the React compiler solve these problems? The main answer for me is probably it's half the way, because you can trust the compiler to solve all the problems that you're creating. For example, if you're creating an event listener for a click and you're doing a lot of things inside it, for example, open like the settings that I showed in the slide, show a spinner, then run some code, analytics, loggings, and etc., then you are going to be responsible for those long tasks, and you will create those long tasks, and React won't do anything about it. Okay, React is the library, the compiler isn't responsible for your functions that you're creating. Okay, so in the end, you will create long tasks. Okay, and what I'm suggesting is whenever you have some junk in with A, not with U, in your web pages, you should record the web page or the user interaction with the web page, and then profile it and see if you have a lot of long tasks that interfere. And I'm guessing that if you write a React application, you will see a lot of long tasks there. Inside React, there is some API, inner API, that creates a unit of work and etc., and it is using. Should you be using the scheduler API? Okay, I don't know if it's currently using it.
All right, Gil, thank you very much for this answer. And we have time for the last question.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Mikhail, you're on.
Okay. Hello. Have you ever considered things like request idle callback instead of the post task of the scheduler to run code at idle time, like analytics and stuff?
Yeah, and even I did use, and I'm using request idle callback from time to time. The idea of request idle callback is to, things that aren't in a high priority, run them whenever I can. So yes, this is one way to solve background tasks, to use the request idle callback. But once the post task with priority background will be available, you won't be needing the idle callback. Okay, you will just say post task and priority background. So I think that the polyfill underneath, okay, the Google polyfill underneath is using request idle callback for background post tasks. Okay, so yes, use it today if you can. If you are brave, use the scheduler API with the polyfill, and hopefully in a few months, this API is going to be available in all the browsers.
Amazing. Thank you very much, Gil, and greetings from Warsaw. Thank you very much for sharing your... Okay, so that's the end of this talk, and we have one more today.
However, before that, we will have a break. And are we going to have the break now or in 5 minutes, when it's better? In 5 minutes. Okay. So before we start with the break, with the pizza break, I will show you something amazing. amazing and incredible. I'll go back here because I said I will tell you later about the jam, and the jam is here. Where is it? Present. So jam. Yeah, jam. We started something that we call Cursor AI Jam, and it is a recurring hackathon. A recurring hackathon means that we meet once every 2 weeks, and we work together on applications with our AI development mentors. There is Kacper Wikio today somewhere here with us. Kacper, you're the mentor, and if you want to say something, you can do now. However, I wanted to show off and show you what to flex a bit and show you what we are. Yes, you can come here if you want to say because you're going to be the mentor also on the next jam. So, Kacper, would you like to say something about the idea?
So the idea is that you can go to hackathon and then work on something, and then you will get some presentation, pitch deck or something, and then the project will die out. But when you have AI, you can have your own side project running, and my idea is that I can get even non-technical people to write application from day one. So maybe that's kind of like a way, but but I would say that it's very hard to actually use those AI agent tools to code, because more often than not they will getting into the weeds, and you need to make architecture which would allow them to thrive, and it's even harder than coding by hand. So that's, I would say, it's not the easier way, but it's the most the hard way.
Yeah, for example, here, very good actually example is how to actually make the setup in Cursor that it's really good for you. And here we have Cursor settings, and there are models, there are features, rules. There can be hundreds of yours. MCP servers, how to use them. This Kacper knows. I must tell you that his knowledge is really amazing. So we meet at cluster Shinna 75 in Warsaw. It's on-site only, no hybrid mode, no remote. And yeah, and if you go to the website jam.warsawjs.com, you can find it. And we are free for students. So if you have a valid student ID, you can apply for a free student ticket. Okay, so this is about flexing. So you have a question? Okay.
Those jams are like every 2 weeks, right? Do you work on different projects then every second week, or is it like continuous one? So you're starting at one jam with 2 applications or one, yeah, and then the next time you continue to work on it.
Okay, so this is funny because actually I worked on on 2 projects simultaneously during the jam because I was using 2 computers, and it is possible to finish an app during one jam. It depends on the app because, for example, we created photos. WarsawJS.com, and it was finished like in one, or actually it was started before the jam and we finished later. But what I did during the last jam is a project that I think needs finishing. It's an idea of a game created by the idea created my son to. It's already there. Here, yeah, that's the code. 31 commits. So we're going to do today the 42nd commit. Very funny, yeah. And and we have and the game goes like this. Here is the instruction. Can you see? Develop at WarsawJS Cursor AI Jam. Start mission. Wait a second. Yeah, you can see it. Okay, good. So I will try to make it more louder. Okay.
Watch out!
Yay! So that's the game. And it was really created during this jam, and it didn't took longer. You can see all the comments. It's open source. You can also use it. I will the code if you want, and it's totally done without any framework, only JavaScript files. Actually, there is a package JSON, but it was later used. But generally, the whole structure is without framework, so it might be slow in the future. But for now, you can just use it. Okay, so are we ready with for the break? Yeah, we're ready for the break. So let's have a break. Thank you.
pay for that.
Всегда понимает,
Also, if you're already on at WarsawJS Slack, if you're using WarsawJS Slack, you can invite a different user, your friend or someone, and thanks to this, they will get the invitation and they can join, and we will share the materials. Oh, seems to work now. All right, so 1 minute, we're going to start also the
To zostało na taką internal betę wrzucone do community. Jest takie po prostu my mamy swoje realizacja. Czekaj. Mają swoje własne
Ale rozumiem, że
So give a hand to Bartek Legiej!
Alrighty. So hello everybody. So we'll be talking about taming LLMs, and actually we won't really be talking about how to speak 0101, but we'll actually talk about JSONs. I guess it's a little bit less catchy. So we'll be talking about JSONs and how to make LLMs talk with you using JSONs. So one thing. Yeah, okay. Now the UI won't hide. Okay, so. Okay, so without further ado, we want to create an app, and you are a director of a TV series starring Steve Irwin, the guy from the Crocodiles, and we'll give you a list of animals and create an outline for an episode. And there might be a few ways to implement it. Let's say we want to do it with LLM and have like a chat thing. So that's a prompt, and we tell it to reply in this format. So this has to be a title, an episode number, some locations and whatnot. And then at the end, we kind of try to give it some info that, hey, do it for sure. So return only the JSON. It will be directly interpreted. I will tip you if you do good, but I will kill your mother if I don't. That's one of the tips I heard that is good for prompts. So I added it. And then what did it return? Sure thing, here is your response. And then the JSON. So that's a thing that I've had multiple times already. That's like, it does give you the JSON, but it's not exactly the JSON you want, or add something else that, hey, it wants to be nice, but it isn't. So what's the what's the solution? So this will be the first thing. But the other thing is structured outputs. So that's basically the whole talk about structured outputs. So it's technology from OpenAI that allows you to specify how do you want to have the whole output. So it will be for sure a JSON that you give, and OpenAI implemented it in JavaScript with Zod. So basically you create a Zod schema. Zod is a library for creating validation functions. So basically you specify that you want an object and that it has a title, episode number. And there's also this cool thing called describe, which doesn't really affect how it's validated, but then it's a nice info to AI on what exactly should it be. So yeah, so I'm Bartek, and I'm a developer at CraftDogs, recently Chaps, which I'll talk briefly at the end. And yeah, I do a lot of different stuff. I like going to WarsawJS since 2016. I checked it was the first entry in Meetup. And yeah, and that was structured output, and that's how to make AI talk with you just with JSON. But that would be pretty short talk. So what I wanted to do is dive a little bit deeper and actually how does it work and what OpenAI is using, and actually not only OpenAI, how do they do it? So there is a warning that this talk contains a lot of JSONs and or technologies that may cause discomfort and or convulsions in people with love for XML. So listeners' discretion is advised. And there's the cursor. So yeah, so let's create an app. So how can we do something that, that's the same app from before. So, but let's build it a little bit more. So we can do a fairly naive approach on how to do it using AI. So we've got the system prompt first that extract. So we'll have a user input a list of animals, and the system will first get the animals and then create the script. So what we can do is have this first system prompt that the user will give you the animal names and return it as a comma-separated list. The user tells it, so there will be like saltwater crocodile, then Komodo dragon, cassowary, king cobra, and then that's what we send to LLM. The AI goes through it, gives me the list, then I can do like just a split by commas, and then I can do a bunch of calls to Wikipedia to create this, like to get a bunch of calls and get the actual info about animals. And then like as a super naive way of doing it is that I can have a another prompt that, hey, respond in Steve Irwin's enthusiastic style, and here are a bunch of articles. So basically you cram all of the articles into the system prompt, and then it will basically create the whole outline for you. So what we had to do is manually first parse what the user wanted, and then create, like do all of the calls ourselves to Wikipedia, and then we wanted to pass it back to the AI, and then it generates like a nice thing. So that would be a super naive way of doing it. I think it's like super error prone. There may be a lot of different ways that the AI responds, and different ways that user inputs, and basically what the user does. So to tackle all of this and have the AI be able to call Wikipedia itself, there is a thing called function calling in OpenAI. So basically you can provide a list of tools or functions that the AI can call, and that can make it much more powerful, so it can get info from other places. But for me, like first time I heard about function calling and haven't really went into how it works and what is it. Like it was kind of a magic. Like what's going on in there? Like what is OpenAI doing? So is it like making HTTP requests that I tell it to? So I tell it, hey, this is a function. Here's a link to Wikipedia. Do some stuff. Or are those like JS functions that I put there and it actually goes through and runs the code on the server? Or is it a webhook? So do I tell it, hey, this is the server that you should talk to about this thing, and it will give you back the info, and then you can interpret it and do something with it? Or is it just magic? Like, is there like a Gandalf sitting in there and like doing magic? No. The answer is that it's like super simple. It's JSONs. So here's a list of messages that like a user or a system did with OpenAI. So first we've got a system prompt, then we've got a response from a user, and then what we do is we specify the function calls. So when you use the OpenAI's SDK, you can have the thing called tools, and then you specify functions, and then you say, okay, so there's a function called create user, it will do that and that, and then you've got a few parameters for it, and what the AI can do and how can call it, and it actually calls it. So when you've got a that's like a next response from AI that, hey, I just want to call this function. How do you do it? Not my problem. You handle it. So you can manually make a call to Wikipedia, or you can do any other stuff. There's like a bunch of ways you can call Postgres to create a user, for example, for here, or even you can use it for UI. So basically, when you see this function call, you then render the UI, and then to respond to it, you just make another call to the OpenAI API with all of the previous messages. And what you have to do is just like you are the role of tool, and then you've got to call it with the ID that it previously shown here. So here's the ID, and then you have to call it back. And that's pretty much it, how the function calls work. So they're super powerful, and I think super simple. It's just they return a JSON, you send a JSON, they return a JSON, you return another JSON. And what you might have noticed is that actually when you've got the parameters for the function, it has those properties, and those properties look like the way to specify a JSON. So you've got the whole thing where you've got the ID that should be a type of string, first name type of string, and then you've got a bunch of required fields. And yeah, and all of this is basically how it works under the hood. So when you make a call, the initial call from one of the first slides where there was like a ZOT schema in there, there was a response format. And like there is now a response format thing, and there is a whole JSON schema defined of the output. So yeah, JSON schema is like a language for declaring how do schemas, like how should the JSON look like. It's a really long document that looks like this, so it must be good, as all specifications do. And yeah, and so the actual thing that is like was kind of mind-blowing to me how simple it is, that the structure output is actually a special function call. So it's not doing any magic to make the OpenAI or like the GPT or any other models respond in the format you want. It's just making a function call to you, but it's just interpreted as an output. So they already used the whole infrastructure that they had, and it just you've got the whole specification here on how to make it work. So you basically there's a function call that will specify all of the parameters, and when AI calls you back with those parameters, we just treat the call as an output. So yeah, it's like a console log. And yeah, and we've got Zod. So I actually went a bit prematurely saying that about the describe thing. So it's a nice thing that when you actually use the structured outputs, you can use the describe function or method and describe what those fields should actually be. So it's not like just a string, but you can say that it is actually a thing that you want to do. Yeah, that's how you use it. Just like a Zout function thing, and that's all. You pass the parameters, and it will return a JSON, a valid JSON. Yeah, they're using this thing under the hood. So as I mentioned in the whole API request, there is a JSON schema, and what they're doing is they've got a schema in Zod, and they're transforming it to JSON schema. And yeah, and that's a chart from OpenAI directly. It's pretty old because it's like using GPT-4o, and it's like from last year. But they've got 100% success rate with the structured output, so it will for sure return you a valid JSON that you want to have. So like from my testing, and I did it a bunch of times, like it always was good. But also it's really nice to see that like they've seen that it is an issue and additionally trained the model to do it. And then there's a Zod stream thing. So you might wonder, like when we've got LLM calls, they can be pretty slow. And the way to make them feel faster is to stream the whole response. So basically it goes like character by character. When you've got a ChatGPT, it's like basically going. But how do I do this with JSON? Like it's not a valid JSON. So there is this cool library called ZodStream. And let me show you. So this is a build project I'm doing. And what I wanted to have is, so this is a question for an exam. And you can like click this button and it will check if, like, will tell you which answer is correct. But I wanted to do a nice UI. And first you can, it's not doing how I want it. So first you will notice that it will turn into Polish. So that's the first thing I ask it to do, is that it checks what language it is. Then it gives me just the correct answer so that I can show it here and quickly check it there. And only then the whole thing is being streamed. So you can make those nice like interactive UIs that like super quickly show you the answer, and then you can get the more and more info that you want. And it will be streamed. ZodStream basically handles everything for you. It will tell you which fields are correct. If it finished, it will automatically like fix the JSON that has already been returned, because it's not full JSON, it's like partial JSON. So, and also the thing is that when you specify do I have it? Yeah. So if you specify the schema and you've got the order here of the fields, the OpenAI will follow this order. So if I ask it to first return the language, it will always return the language as the first one. So I can super quickly like change the translations and start showing it in either in Polish or in English. Then I've got just the index of the correct answers, so I know which one are correct. I can quickly show it, so that when somebody is cheating and trying to get the correct answer on the exam, they know it quickly. They don't know why, but they know which one is correct. And yeah, and then there's this thing called instructor, and that's a library that I found even before OpenAI created the whole structured output thing. And that's the thing that they do is that they introduced it first. So they did the whole thinking of using the function calls, and they are actually also implementing the Zod schema. So kind of OpenAI copied from them. The nice thing is that it's still being developed. You can use it with different providers, because from what I know, only OpenAI supports the structured outputs like Anthropic or Mistral, or like any APIs from Together don't support the structured output natively. Okay, didn't know that. But you can use this basically with any model. They also have like another library to talk with other LLMs that don't really follow OpenAI SDKs. So you can use it anywhere. They also have ports to different languages. So I know they have one for Python, and you can use it basically with any LLM. And like as an ending note, that's an app which is called Chaps. So those are apps you can chat with. That's the thing we're developing right now at Craft. It's like a semi-experiment, semi-product that we really want to do. And we're experimenting with apps and chats. So basically mixing delightful UIs with LMs and chats and personal productivity apps. So that's basically for everybody, not just for businesses. And that's it. Thank you so much.
You asked a question today already. Too many questions from you. Is there any other person who hasn't asked a question?
I have.
Here you go.
I'll be quick. So I'm interested this instructor library.
Yep.
You said it sort of gives the option of structure outputs to any LLM. Does it work with function calls primarily, or is there any other way to achieve that?
No. So it's working with function calls, and from what I know, I think only Llama doesn't like natively support it. Although there are forks of Llama that also support function calling. So basically, any provider right now has function calling and has been trained to use function calling. So yeah, you can use it with anybody. And there's one more question there. All right.
Yeah, so just a tiny correction. Like with any open model, you can just do structured decoding, so you can do function calling whatever you want.
Yep.
So any Llama or anything, Mistral, each and every one of them will support function calling.
Yeah. I think like Llama was the one that like didn't, or at least older versions of Llama. That's what they said in docs. So that's
right.
That's
right.
what I said.
So I can really so there's this cool thing called Outlines AI or .txt, and they have really cool tools for like structured output with open models, and I can really recommend it.
Okay, cool.
Thanks a lot, Wojtek. All right, so the time for last question. We have one online. You want? Okay. Because the online are equal in votes. So you need one.
Okay, thank you for trusting me to ask another question. Anyway, so during the entire talk, I was thinking most of the stuff you just mentioned, it kind of exists as out-of-the-box solution in the Warsaw AI SDK. Have you tried that?
Nope, I haven't. And yeah, that I don't know if they're using it under the hood. Probably.
Yeah. So it's structured outputs for pretty much any LLM that there is. There's streaming. There's everything.
Okay, yeah. So that's basically what Instructor does as well. Yeah. I haven't really played around with Warsaw AI. Yeah.
Thanks. Okay.
Thank you. Big applause for Bartek. Woohoo! Thank you so much. Yeah, you can drop it here. So, final notes because we still have 20 minutes. Because there was an idea for to cut today the lightning talks, as we don't have so much time today. However, there was someone who asked me if it's possible. It was you actually. So you have it, the presentation. You have it online. Okay, so let's make a final hit and Mikhail.
Can I plug my thing on all your projects? How to tame Versa.
In the meanwhile, there will be also the final slides later. And our survey. This is important. Maybe I will show this slide before you start. Because every talk that was today can be evaluated, and you can give your feedback, especially to the organization of today's event. You can ask us questions or give recommendations, general feedback. It's very important for us because that's why we evolve, and it's helpful for us to find the place where we are missing. Okay, so you're done. Okay, risky, but once what it happens that I did this and this broke up and was never recovered. So, are you ready? Actually, you don't need the microphone, but if you want, you can have it. Yeah, I can have it.
1, 2, 3. Lovely. Is it too loud? Too loud? Is this too loud? All right. Sorry. There you go. So this is a lighting talk I just made up. And okay, here's a little backstory. This is me. This is my first and last name. And in September-ish, at the end of September, I went to speak at React Alicante, and I did deliver this talk about managing your stupid pet projects and stuff like that. And then I met this guy. If you used if you are in React Native ecosystem, you might know him. It's Eric Vincenti, and he approached me and said, "Dude, I loved your talk. Let's build something stupid together." And I said, "Oh, I have an idea for April 1st kind of joke." So yeah, now 3 days before April 1st, I messaged him like, "You want to build this stupid thing?" And he said, "Yeah, we have 2 days. Let's do it." And one of the perks of working with friends, you can write commit messages like this. And at the end, so what we did is our idea for this, the entire joke was that, there's all this AI startups and stuff like this. So we built artisanal AI. And that is the premise of this was, a real crafty kind of field. The real deal that is all of the AI is not premium enough. We want to deliver something that is, kind of craft grocery store kind of vibe. So we built this. This is all, of course, AI generated, including pictures and stuff like this. But our premise was we are the real deal. We ethnically source AI from the best emerging countries. So it starts kind of like that, and then we say, yeah, if each conversation is unique depending on your AI agent's mood, ethnically sourced, authentic, all this stuff like this. And as you go down, it gets crazier and crazier. I asked Tejas to provide a testimonial, and he said, "I don't know anything about artisanal AI. I just put it on the website." David provided one of my best testimonials. Like this is just art. This was not AI generated. He, I just love it. Anyway, so we did that within like 3 days, and we posted it on Twitter. And as you remember, the title of this talk, scaling your API fools jokes to 5, and the 5 is 5 concurrent users. That's what we got. On April 5th, we launched this, and it flopped. Like no one cared, and some people, like, because it looked so good and legit, people just legitimately thought, "Oh, that's just another AI startup." I'm never even going to bother looking at the website. A couple of people actually. Yeah, it looks fun. Like I have Let's Craft AI solution. You pay us a lot of money. We pay pennies to someone in a third world country to be your AI assistant. This is at the very end of the page. And also, some people just scroll. Oh, look! I found this. This is not right on your website, and they reported the error, thinking that they actually they want to help us make our startup better. And I put it there on purpose. Anyway, so just to be clear, this is not just a landing page. There is a chat window you can type. You can say hello. And it will say your AI agent is waking up from a mandatory afternoon nap or something like that. These are random. But the funny thing is, we actually are able to respond to those messages from the other end. And I'm not going to show you the UI for this because we coded it in the most secure way. And in the URL of the website, there is a password. There's an admin password in the URL, so I'm not going to share it. But this is what happens when you ask a backend engineer to create a UI, a chat UI. This is absolutely horrible. So we got stuff like this. So a couple of people actually posting some data and asking to like give me your analysis or whatever. So we were just responding whatever we want. Like invest everything you have in emerging markets, Nvidia and gold, buy Bitcoin dip, and stuff like that. So some people actually believe that this is real. And well, we also just straight up were messing with people. And people would never get like it. This looks like an AI assistant, which is kind of funny. And if you come back later, you can see like if you write a message to the chatbot and come back later, you can maybe see some of us reply. And well, sometimes we are actually responding with like actual helpful stuff. Yeah, that's what we got. So we got on April 1st, we got 486 visitors, and that's it. It's pretty sad, but we had fun. At least I got to talk about this here. Yeah, there you go. This is my silly website if you want to connect or something. Thanks.
Keep the microphone because maybe someone wants to ask a question. Okay.
Yep.
There was no questions from Piotr.
Thanks. I know that I'm responding to a April Fool's joke, but maybe the joke is going over my head. But what exactly is ethnically sourced?
Good question. So in the best fashion of things, most of this stuff is generated by actual AI, so I don't even know. Ethnically sourced. Each and every AI agent is treated with the utmost respect. And we also provide food and shelter from agents from emerging countries.
It's not ethically, it's ethnically.
Oh, it's ethnically. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm going to fix that. So thank you.
The Berlin Code of Conduct wants to talk with you.
Okay, I will fix that.
Okay, thank you. And
any other questions?
Yeah, we have.
There's one more over there.
We need to finish, unfortunately. Yep. So you're all invited to come to the stage because we are going to take a photo together.
Oh. In front of artisanal AI.
Yes.
With the artisanal AI?
I will switch it.
Artisanal AI. Yes. Part of the joke.
Ale jest to dość logiczne, jakby. Ja coś myślałem.
Ja może usiądę. Szczerze, że o tym też myślałem.
No idziemy. Jak to licytuje?
It does. We can do it.
Ja muszę iść do tyłu.
Yeah, you need to work on your latency.
I was too.
I hope so.
Wait, who's taking a picture?
Yeah, it's good enough.